I've lost 180 pounds with a combination of carnivore, keto, and counting calories. I reached my goal in November of 2022. Right now, I'm doing an experiment with being carnivore-ish and counting calories. If you want to see the results, stick around and subscribe, and we can see how it goes. Don't forget to click the like button. Hey there. So, let's talk a minute. I'm building my lunch for tomorrow on my scale. And I wanted to talk to you all a little bit because, there's a lot of people out there who we watch online and they say, eat when you're hungry and stop when you're satisfied. And that's all you got to do to lose weight. Well, that is all some people have to do to lose weight. But some people go on a 7-month stall and they need more than that. And I think it's amazing and wonderful for the people that are able to eat when they're hungry and stop when they're full. I think that is so cool that some people can intuitively eat. Well, for me personally, that just isn't my lot in life. I spent too many years binge eating, too many years addicted to sugary things, too many years eating just the frozen processed foods, way too many years eating processed foods. And so for me, my full meter is broken. I only know that I'm full when I feel like I just went to Thanksgiving supper somewhere. So that is my happy place. It truly is my happy place. So for me, I can't trust my satisfied or full meter. I just can't. So I have to control ahead of time what I'm going to take with me and what I'm going to eat. So if somebody's just starting, I always say shop the outer aisles. You got your meats, your cheese, your eggs, your vegetables, and heck, even if you have to eat fruit at first, just to break that addiction to the processed foods. Once you break that addiction, then you can take it to the next step. And the next step might be, okay, I want to go to 20 carbs or less. At that stage, then you break with the fruit and you just eat the meat, cheese, and some veggies. And then say you tootle along and you do great with that, then keep doing it. But then at some point, if you're like me and you reach that point where you need to do something different, like I said, I stalled 7 months, and that's whenever I had to reevaluate how I wanted to do things. I was carnivore for almost 2 years. In the last 7 months of it, I stalled. So for me, I was talking to my comments today about how did I get my number to track for my calories. Well, at the time I was eating carnivore, I was eating about 2 pounds of meat a day. Sometimes it was ground beef, sometimes it was burgers, sometimes steak, sometimes pork. So at that time, when I was shifting over to counting and tracking, I was shifting to keto and calorie counting. So I thought I plugged what I was eating in, and I said, I'm eating anywhere from 22 to 2,400 calories a day. And I had lost 64 pounds by doing that, which is great. But then when my body adjusted, I had to do something. So that's whenever, like I said, I went to keto and counting calories. And so my starting, it was just a guesstimate. If you want to know where you should start, look at what you're eating. Be honest with yourself and don't change what you're eating, but be honest enough with yourself to plug in everything you're eating. If you just ate a whole medium pizza and you ate 2 bags of Doritos, plug it in, because you're not doing yourself any favors by lying to yourself. If you ate a whole can of nuts, your supper was a whole tub of ice cream, and I'm saying these things not to be funny, I'm saying these things because that it was my life. So eating a whole big gallon tub of ice cream in one sitting, be honest with yourself enough to track that. Because what you're going to find out is, what if you're eating 3,500 calories a day? No judgment. Don't tell nobody. It's nobody's business how many calories you're eating per day. But say you start at 3,500 calories. What are you going to do? you know? So you don't want to go from 3,500 calories to 1,800 or 1,500. You gotta use your brain. So let's say, I'm just going to say this, I'm just throwing this number out there. So say you look and you're eating about 3,500 calories a day. My thoughts, and I ain't saying you should, I'm a nurse, but I'm not your nurse. My thoughts are, all right, let's figure out what 3,000 calories of meat looks like, or 3,000 calories of meat, cheese, eggs, and veggies. Let's see what that looks like. So you're dropping it by 500 calories, but, and just eat that every day for a while. You don't have to, you don't have to do anything serious, but just have an idea of what you could eat for 3,000 calories in a whole food setting. Or if you don't even want to track at first, cool, don't track. Just shop the outer aisles. But if when you reach that block, when you run into the wall and your scale starts moving, you got to do something. You can't just keep doing what you're doing. So many people are like, well, I just keep eating the meat and I can't lose weight. Are you tracking? Well, no, but I think I'm eating. No, that's not right. You have to know. If you're lying to yourself, you're neglecting yourself, and you're doing yourself injustice by not providing yourself the data that you need to know what step to take next. So, if you are stalled right now, get you a scale and download a free tracker app and start just tracking everything. You ain't got to change it right away. Just start tracking what you're eating. And that's it. Just do that for a little bit. You find out, okay, well, maybe got too much sugar in my coffee. Maybe I track my creamer. I track my coffee syrup. I track it when I'm at work. And I even track this much coffee, okay? So I literally track everything that goes into my mouth. And if you want to reach your goals, if you're having stalls, you have to be willing to do that. You just have to. If you're not willing to do that, then this is going to hurt. If you're not willing to invest that amount of time in yourself, then you're not truly ready to reach your goal. That's just the hard truth. So that's the state I had to get to. You got to hit rock bottom. And when you hit rock bottom, you realize you're willing to do almost anything to get out of that hole. Well, that's the stage I got to. And once you understand and know the data, that's when you can say, well, okay, I've stalled again. What can I do? Well, how about I lower another 100 calories? Or how about I stop eating this particular vegetable and see what happens? Or how about I cut out my apple every day and see what happens? But if you don't track, you don't know. And you're just lying to yourself. And you're not doing yourself any service. So that's my spiel. Now let's get into my food. Give me just a second. So I had previously recorded everything I just said and everything that's in my stuff right here. And so I'm just going to tell you what's in here. There's just some issues with my app. So I told you all yesterday I was going to do 9 ounces of ground beef. So I've got my 93% in here, and it is 9 ounces of ground beef. But what I prefer is switching over to grams. Grams is a lot more, you got a cup and you got a 4th cup. And you can take your cup and try to get a 4th cup, or you could take a 4th cup and get a 4th cup. So to me, grams is a bigger number, so I can get a little more precise, and that's just what I do. So I've got 9 ounces, 9.1 ounces, but 253 grams of beef. I have not plugged this into my tracker. I'm just writing things down. If I was not talking to you guys, I would scan it, squirt it, plug it in. Scan it, squirt it, plug in the number. But since I'm tracking, since I'm talking to you guys, I'm doing it this way. So I added some minced garlic, and it was 11 grams, so I'll plug that in. I plugged in 9 grams of this minced ginger. It was 8 grams of this fresh garden basil. And then I did 41 grams of these diced yellow onions. Remember, I'm carnivore-ish, not carnivore. I had some cumin, some chili powder, some guacamole and more, some salt, some ground turmeric, and some crushed red pepper. I do use a lot of seasoning. I lost my taste buds when I had COVID and they just haven't come back. So every now and then I just like to remind people because I put a lot of seasoning in. I also have this Pampered Chef Southwestern seasoning I'm going to try. So I'm going to put some of this in here too. Alrighty. So, like I said, I am not 100% carnivore. So I also have 37 grams of the fat-free cheddar cheese. That is lower calorie than regular cheddar cheese, so that's why I went with it. And now I'm going to add in some salsa. I don't have that written, so let me put that down here. Salsa, and I might as well write yogurt. Come on, fella. All right. So I'm going to put in a little bit of salsa. One serving is 32 grams. So I'm going to try to do what I can. All right. So there we go. 33 grams. All right. All that is stuff that I am okay with going in the microwave when I get to work tomorrow. So I can put the lid on it. Wait a minute. Let me write that number down. It was actually 33. So I can put the lid on it and set it aside. We are also going to take a little bit of Greek yogurt. From what I remember, don't quote me on this, but I think Greek yogurt had less calories than fat-free sour cream. So that's why I started buying it. Now don't quote me on that. If I'm wrong, you can just tell me. Hang on, I gotta open this. That didn't help. Stupid thing. Oh. Okay, so the yogurt. Again, I try to look at servings of things. It's so funny. My old self would be rolling her eyes right now. So half of 170, I think, is 85. So we got it zeroed out. Let's see if we can get 85 grams without making too much of a mess. There's 30. Whoop. 86. Go, Terri. All right, so 86. So that is how when I'm doing things like taking ground beef and not eating my burgers, these are the things that I do so that I can make sure that tomorrow's Terri is on track. Now, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, put everything up, and I'm going to get it all plugged into my tracker app. And if I can remember, I'll try to take a picture of it, but I doubt I'll remember. Anyway, you'll see it all. You'll see the final results tomorrow, but I'll try to remember to tell you. But you know I probably won't. Bye. Okay, so Gidget, I want you to hit mute and count to about 20. Ready? Okay. So total calories for tomorrow is 808. And my protein is 96, total carbs is 39, and my fat is 27. So that's tomorrow's lunch. That includes the food I'm taking and then my afternoon coffee. Now, when I was doing just burgers, total calories 806, protein was 63, so I'm up 33 grams of protein. Total carbs was 10, so I'm up 29 carbs by what I have now. So just keep that in mind. And then it was 55 fat with the burgers and 27 fat with the with what I got now. Okay, Gidget, unmute now. So anyway, so that's the difference in what I'm having tomorrow. Now, this, I'm just doing it. I just did it. So I ain't saying I'm doing it always, but I honestly don't think that I ever really scanned my ginger and my my basil or my garlic. I never scanned that in. It was interesting. There was some calories in that stuff. So I don't know that I ever did that back before. So it's kind of eye-opening. Like I said, and tomorrow I'll look at my tracker and see all the things that were extra high carb. So, but yeah, so now we know. And yeah, so but that's how it's looking tomorrow at lunch. But I ain't telling you what it was, Gidget. You just behave. You just wait till the end, because there will be macros at the end. Okay, bye. Okay, so I need to correct something. Last night, whenever I plugged in my macros, or plugged in with my stuff, somehow when I plugged in my my minced onions, I plugged in 11 servings. Anyway, it's all right. So it's my carbs are down, so it's not 39 at lunch. It's 30. But what and this is, so hang on, one thing at a time. I've heated it up. Now let's add our yogurt to it. Again, you do what's best for you. If you use sour cream, awesome. I've just got this. It's just so low calorie. But I need to research and see which has lower calories and which has lower carbs. And which one, it don't matter. Anyway, but what I found out about this lunch. So ginger, that squeezed ginger, 7 total carbs. The salsa was 4.8, which I'm okay with. Yogurt's 4.6. Onions were 4.2. And you know that creamer that I use? Since I use it at breakfast and then later on in the day, it has 4 total carbs. So they so there's carbs in those things. But like I said, I'm not gonna freak out about it. It's a high carb lunch, but it is what it is. So and we know I don't do this every day. So no, I'm not trying to go back to the way I was. But like I said, I never said I'm 100% carnivore. I'm carnivore-ish. But I know now I won't be using that squeezy ginger anymore. It tastes amazing, but man, 7 in that squirt. Anyway, so we got our stuff here, and let me get it stirred together here. Yeah, I need to put on my to-do list to research which one's better. But I like having the yogurt, because there's sometimes where all of a sudden I'm like super hungry. I just want a bite of something. So I've done that. All right. So I recorded me making this thing from the beginning with all the seasonings, but the app messed up. Anyway, at the time, I remember telling you all that I was adding some red pepper flakes so that I could mess with today's Terri. Well, today's Terri is not happy about it. Today's Terri is like, oh my stars. It's got a good flavor. Holy mackerel. That wasn't nice. I think I put too much of it in there. That's for sure. Anyway. Alright, well, I'm going to eat. I better stop talking, because this video is going to be forever long. I love you guys. Bye. Hello. I'm home. It is little after 5, and I've got my supper. I've got that cordon bleu, the carnivore cordon bleu that I made last week. Listen, I don't know when I make stuff. I just make it and toss it in the freezer and eat it. And that's what I do. So I got that for supper tonight. Let me just take a nice little bite of it. I think it's low on, I think I needed to add salt last time. It's okay. It's Wednesday, which means it's Poop 911 day. So I got to watch for an email or text saying that they're on the way. And as soon as I get that, I got to run to the house, to the door and lock off the dog door so that way she knows it's okay to come in. Yeah, that's, oh, my creamy. I did a lot of talking in the beginning of this video, didn't I? It shows we've been on here for 20 minutes. I don't know how y'all put up with me for 20 minutes. So this is the chocolate keto chow. And peanut butter equip. So, yeah, that's good. I think this might have been that chocolate core that y'all talk about. Because the first one I made of this, it was like not very sweet. So, against my better judgment for the texture I like, I put in 2 pumps of the s'mores sugar-free syrup. And so it's a little more whipped texture, but that's all right. I'd rather have a better taste like this does than what it tasted last time when I didn't do nothing. All right, well, I love y'all, and I'm going to eat, and I'll see you tomorrow. You behave. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You right there. Right over there well, it's my right, probably your left. All right. Good talk. Now straighten up. Act right. All right, bye. That's my macros for the day. My carbs are definitely a little higher than what I would want. But again, logging is about being honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. That's silly.